So, Adam, we've been getting a lot of questions about OMID and so on. And I think the first one here is, where did the name OMID actually come from?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually, and it has a very personal answer. You know what? Actually, I want to thank everyone for their questions and to keep them coming. Allow me to try to answer this question and keep it short. Ultimately, in the summer of 2013, I had just recently got out of college. I started, kind of getting into trading. That was like really what my ambitions were. I was very interested in finance. I ended up going into a bit of a trade. I was in the pink sheets, all these, these fun kind of crazy world of the pink sheets. I got into a roller coaster of a stock, which led to the creation of a trading forum alias, which has an acronym, which is OMID, right? So ultimately, I had a very rough period of a patch in my life at that time. I had Lyme disease, which, you know, the backstory of that is actually that's how I originally tried CBD, and it really helped my Lyme disease significantly. Also at that time, my father had unexpectedly passed away, but ultimately I got through all that. And when I realized the acronym OMID actually means hope, that was very kind of coincidental, right? That's kind of the inspiration behind our logo as well, is the concept of hope, because butterflies symbolize hope, and also they kind of go through a metamorphosis. So I felt that was really kind of very much like what I had gone through.
Yeah, fair enough. I'd worked with a lot of different companies, and some companies' names are just like, oh, we just chose that name. And other times you get beautiful stories where it's actually this in-depth thing, which is what you got there, which is awesome to hear, man. So then diving into this next question, someone had asked, what happened with Champ Life so far?
Yeah, it's also a good question. I do appreciate the question. I was PR'd in April 20th. I'm sorry, I was PR'd on April 20th, 2021. We continue to be ambitious about it. The whole acquisition, the brand, we do think it's a very professional brand, and we've seen a lot of brands over the course of our history, especially as a private label manufacturer. We see a lot of brands. But at the time of the transaction, we actually had a bit of a hiccup, which with the seller being able to transfer the assets. Specifically, it was actually the domain name champlife.com that we had. They had an issue. They had lost actually the ownership of it because they didn't pay their renewal fees for the domain name. So ultimately, that whole concern at this point has been resolved, and OMID does own that domain name, which we saw as very critical to moving forward with the brand. We don't want to be promoting a brand that we don't even own. And own the rights to all the various branding and whatnot. So ultimately, given the possible issues of the deal, I think it's important for us to note here also that my partner Kevin and I had used our own shares for this acquisition on behalf of OMID. So it has been a long time coming, and it wasn't something that we saw perhaps to be possible to immediately move into, but it is something that we are still excited about. And I guess to put a little more color on what we're excited about, to be specific, is just in the past week, for instance, we had kind of selected a product type that kind of meets the criteria of Champ Life, which is not really what our other brands really kind of pander to, which is athletics and biohacking. So a little more detail, the actual product we're looking into getting into is actually a water enhancer, which has implications for appetite suppressant type of qualities, which we think actually would be a kind of a game changer potentially, because I don't know of another product that is quite as convenient or but potentially as effective, using some very rare cannabinoids in the overall formulation that the market really is still fairly let's say ignorant or unaware of. So yeah, we're really excited about that, and that's currently under development for the Champ Life brand.
Yeah, wonderful, Adam. And we do implore people to keep asking questions. We will answer these as we have time to run through them. So have some patience. We'll get a video out just for your question. But Adam, thank you again for coming on. Thank you everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more coming soon. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.